Lewis Skelly confirms major Arsenal change with prediction before Champions League final. Lewis Skelly is one of Arsenal's most exciting young players, but the versatile star may be set for a change within Mikel Arteta's side. Lewis Skelly believes he will soon be featuring more regularly in midfield for Arsenal. The 19-year-old first broke out onto the scene as a silky left-back who can step into the midfield and join attacks. When he scored on his England debut, he did so as a full-back, which suggested that would be his place for the future. However, with Mikel Arteta preferring Riccardo Calafiori and Piero Hincapié at left-back, Lewis Skelly had few opportunities. Instead, Arteta deployed him as a central midfielder when the Gunners overcame Fulham 3-0 at the Emirates. He proved to be one of the best players on the pitch. Arteta even jokingly admitted he made a mistake of trying Lewis Skelly in the position earlier. With the Gunners preparing to face Paris Saint-Germain in this weekend's Champions League final, Lewis Skelly offered a prediction on his future. When asked by Gary Neville and Ian Wright if he believes he will be more of a midfielder for the Gunners, Lewis Skelly quickly replied, "I believe so, I believe so." The teenager explained, "I was originally training in midfield for a couple of months around December to April. That period I was learning my craft and learning my position. For me, it was natural for me as a young player because it was where I grew up playing, in midfield. It was just to refine the smaller details in that position in that team, learning what different players like when I am in different areas of the pitch." He added, "It felt natural, going back in there. It felt like this is where I belong. It was not a what's going on here, it felt natural to me." All eyes will be on this weekend's Champions League final, and Arteta's starting she. Lewis Skelly will be competing with Martin Zubimendi for the position, alongside Declan Rice in the middle of the park. Considering Arteta's glowing praise for the youngster after the win over Fulham, he may have a good chance of being given the nod to start against the Parisians. The Arsenal boss, after the win over the Cottagers, said, "Maybe I should have done it earlier, I don't know. But I have to do things when I believe a player is ready. The team is ready and the opponent is the right one to play with him in that position. We've done it today. It was the first time. It was a big risk because I knew what was going to happen. If it works, it's great. If we'd have lost the game, how do you play a kid at this age in this scenario in a position he hasn't played? I knew that, but I had the feeling it was the right game for him." Arsenal face Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League final, and by ending their wait for the Premier League title, the Gunners have removed the fear, tension and doubt that has haunted previous campaigns, writes betting guru Lewis Jones. He has 3 tips for the big one. "Arsenal winning the Premier League is a real game changer for me when it comes to this game from a betting perspective. Arsenal are 11/10 with Sky Bets to win Saturday's final, whether in 90 minutes, after extra time or on penalties, and complete the double. PSG are 8/11 favourites to lift the trophy for the second time in a row. I think those odds should be closer together, as the psychology of this Champions League final feels massively underrated in the betting. I was expecting the market to move more favourably towards Arsenal since they won the Premier League, but it's not shifted at all. Arsenal have carried the burden of being nearly men, but winning the Premier League changes absolutely everything. That monkey is off their back now. The emotional release of finally getting over the line matters. You could see it in the celebrations. This could now be a squad suddenly liberated from the fear of failure. Winning the Champions League and completing the double would elevate this season into legendary territory, but if they fall short, they are still Premier League champions. And just even from a tactical setup, I think Arsenal are very well equipped to stop PSG from having the space and territory to seriously hurt them. Mikel Arteta will make this ugly and produce a game where whoever defends the best wins. The Gunners have kept 9 clean sheets In their last 14 Champions League games, the axis of David Raya, William Saliba and Gabriel in terms of doing their own job, just as world-class as the PSG front three of Kvaratskhelia, Ousmane Dembele and Desire Doué. Arsenal have yet to concede from open play in the knockout stages, and 3 of the 4 goals they conceded in the league phase came in the final 2 games when qualification was all but confirmed and they heavily rotated. This is a defence that can lead them to glory.